This video is just going to be more sanding, so it's not going to have a lot of video of physical work, but I'm going to get in here and sand this lip all out all the way around. And then I'm going to sand all this primer stuff, and get ready to start masking this off. Taking things apart here, I sanded the paint on here and gave this inner edge a sand so I don't accidentally scratch this after I paint it. I'm going to sand this out a little bit better before I start priming. This is going to get painted when I paint the door jamb, but I don't want to scratch this up, you know, when I'm preparing this, because I'll probably paint this after that. But I pulled out the sill, the kick panel, and the wire channel cover. You can see the power leads for the, I guess I need to vacuum out the channel. You can see the power leads, a little seat or something there. You can see it's in pretty good shape. The floor pans are in good shape. You can see the mat is, the sound deadening was kind of kinked up over, and a lot of the seam sealer along that joint has come out, so I'll get new seam sealer in there. But you can see that's all in pretty good shape in there. And I found a couple things in the car, and I'll show you what I found. And by the way, the bottom of this door is in far better shape than the other door. I think this door will clean up fairly easy compared to the other door. I lubricated the latch, that's why it's all oily there, so I have to clean all that and before I paint it. But I just wanted the latch to work better. I took all these clips off so I could, you know, sand this out in here and underside and stuff. And I sanded this lip out here. There's a little tiny little dent right there. I mean, barely feel it. The molding, I think, I don't know if the molding covers that or not, but I'm gonna put a little tiny bit of filler in there. There's no way of getting inside there to bump it. And then I'm gonna put a little on that other side where there was some little dent, like right in there, and then I can finish sanding this out. I found a couple of things in the car under that kick panel, and here's a 1974 nickel. So I found 3 coins in the car so far. And I also found this, which I'm not going to show the number on because I think this is the key tag deal. That's the back side of it. This was behind that kick panel on the right side too, but it says record and detach. And then it just has the letter H, but there is a number, 2 digits and 4 numbers above it, which I assume is the key code. I did the repairs along here where I just didn't like the looks of where the metal was, so I sanded it out, reprimed it, sanded it, and reprimed it. And there was a little mark right in here, and I sanded that and reprimed it. And then there was some grinder marks, I think, from the previous repaint. Looked like they ground some surface rust, and there were some deep grind marks just down here, like right in there. And I sanded them and blacked them and reprimed them. Put a little filler in that little dent there. I got to sand that yet. I got all the edges of the wheel well all sanded and zinc chromate primed. There were some imperfections I saw, just little, like, again, grind marks and stuff in the top of the quarters, and I'll sand them out. I'll probably get it's been raining almost all day again, and it's only I don't know, maybe in the mid to upper 50s out. I opened up the garage, just let it air out from priming. But I'm going to get one of those, and I fixed that mark there and primed this all up so I can sand that out. So I'm hoping to back the car out, sand all that stuff out, blow it off, and then pull it back in. And I'm going to get one of those big plastic bags that you throw over the car you get at the paint store. And then I can just mask it on and cut out what I want to prime and paint. And I think I think the paint store is open. Our governor lifted the orders on them not to be open, I think, at the beginning of the week, so they should be opened, and I'm hoping they are so I can get one, because otherwise it's going to be a lot of work covering, masking everything. And but anyway, I'm going to took those boards off, and I think I'm going to put the top frame down because I think it'll make it easier to work on the masking the car off, so to speak. Get this out of the way, and then that's not something I got to go over when I mask. So that's what I'm going to do. And I had a viewer, I don't remember who, that noticed that I put the key in accessory to run the top. And I thought the key had to be on to run the top, but we're going to try it without turning the key on, because he said his top works without the key. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these out so they don't get bent or damaged. And then we'll hit the button and see what happens. Alright, that'll get that out of the way. Make it a lot easier to mask. I can kind of see what the... Should put the trunk lid back on in the boot. Yeah, looks good. I'll close the hood. There we go. There's the car without the top frame or any of that stuff on it. Should pull the sheets off. I just left the sheet on there that I covered the seat with. It helps keep it a little cleaner. So there we be. The top frame is down. Lacking the top frame and pillars and all that other stuff like the Bel Air has. I'll be able to do some pretty good cruising videos when I'm out driving the car without having all that, you know, pillars and things like the Bel Air has in the way. It's kind of nice sitting here with the top frame down. Got this masked off. I'm going to run it outside there and shoot a coat of primer on it. And obviously on this side, I'll do a little video of it. So when I tape this, I like to tape it so when I painted the underside, you know, I got paint on this very edge here a little bit because I masked it even here. So I tape it and I do this kind of to protect that edge, or when I prime it, I should say. And then when I'm done priming it, before I paint it, I can peel this tape off, and that way I don't have primer there. I have, you know, where the green is, and then it's a little bit of green going over the green from the other side, and yeah, it just looks nicer. You don't get an area of like primer that shows through that you got to buff out. My HVLP gun has been spattering, so I took the gun down to the bare casting. This is what's... I put the packing back in already, but yeah, I was trying to see if I could see why it was spattering, and the only thing I can think of is there's a little mark right there, and it doesn't look like that was supposed to be there. And that hole is kind of oblong, but I'm thinking they might have missed it with a machine or something, and I think I'm going to try and solder that little dimple and see if that cures the problem. Because I don't see anything else wrong with this gun. I've taken it apart like this, completely cleaned it, put it back together, and it spurts. And you don't get a good paint job, you know, primer job even when it does that. So if you look over here on the trunk lid, you can see where it was spattering. Now that's not a big deal because this is going to get all sanded out, you know, but I don't like that rough spattered primer job. And like I say, it's not an issue because I'm going to take 320 on, you know, like a long block or something and sand it all out before I paint it. But I want my gun to work right, so I'm going to try and see if soldering that will fix it. If it doesn't, well, then I guess I either won't use my HVLP primer gun, I'll use my standard one that I painted the inside of the trunk with, or I'll get a new HVLP gun. So if that doesn't fix this gun's garbage. I'll just throw it away because I'm not, or save it for parts for the other gun, but I'm not going to have a gun that spatters. So I'm going to take my soldering gun and just try and solder that little spot in, file it off, and see if that corrects it. Soldered up, and I'm going to put it back together and try it. This seals against this, so that has to be, you know, I think that's the problem. And I think from that oblong hole they started boring and then moved it, or something shifted and it nicked it there. But I just can't have a spattering spray gun. It's just not going to happen. I gotta fix it or replace it. As you can see, it still fits. So this is a part spray gun. I can't use a gun that does that. Can you see it in the screen there? And it bubbles. See how it bubbles when you pull a little bit, and then when you pull it to spray, it's still getting air up in there. It shouldn't be doing that. Should only be doing it when you pull the trigger a little bit. You know, that helps mix your metallics, but then when you spray it shouldn't do that, and it is. So, alright, this gun's parts. After several hours of horsing with this, I finally got it to work. It does what it's supposed to there. So what I did was I took this black piece on my bench with a piece of 320 and sanded the surface that goes against the brass piece until it was totally flat. I think that black piece was a little warped maybe, but it doesn't smell like it should, and it doesn't gurgle up in there unless you see I'm not spraying and it's gurgling like it should, and then when I start spraying it stops gurgling. I think I'll go online and get this thing off and see if I can get this little black plastic thing right there, a replacement one. But it seems to work now. It'll, you know, I just wanted a primer gun that's HVLP that does the job, and that seems to do the job now. I'm going to do some sanding on the back and get it masked and ready to maybe do the red primer tomorrow or early next week, so I can block that and we can get it primed, you know, get it painted up. Looks nice with the top down. Then we got a door to do, and then we'll be done with the body anyway. I got to put it together, line everything up. It is all sanded out, so tomorrow I'm going to start masking it, getting it ready to shoot some primer on it, some of the red oxide, and then I'll block that out and be ready to paint. Hopefully this time next week that's in paint, and maybe the trunk lid too. And I'll start, after I get this in paint, I'll start taking the door apart and get that off, and we'll take care of that. It's looking good. It's 81 Fahrenheit, which is 27 Celsius. A bit breezy today, but boy is it beautiful. Be a nice top-down day to go out cruising, no doubt about that. Little view of the car with the new camera outdoors. I'm going to crank the car up and put it back in the garage. I'm going to let it warm up a few minutes and before I put it in. Well, I'm going to call it a day on the car and back up, warm the car up, put it back in the garage. If you like the video, definitely hit the like button, share the video, do everything you can to where it gets more views. It certainly helps. And if you want to see this neat old Galaxie, not all beat up looking, but nice and new looking, subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.